Hey, hey, hey. Happy Thursday. Come on in, pull up a chair. The Daily Dope is in the air. Howdy, 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 gang. Yes, I'm Jeff McAleer, back once again as your host here at The Daily Dope, presented by thegaminggang.com, which I happen to be the Grand Poobah. I am the founder and editor-in-chief of The Gaming Gang. Welcome aboard. Tonight is Thursday, September 17th, 2020. This is episode 544 of The Daily Dope. So if this is your first time popping in to check out the show, let me inform you, very, very casual. This is not rocket surgery by any stretch of the imagination, just hanging out, for the most part, talking about tabletop gaming. So chat about board game news, card games, role-playing games, miniatures, you name it. If it's going on your tabletop, we are talking about it. Every once in a while, we talk a little bit about PC games, such as tonight, we will be sharing some free PC game news for you. And every once in a while, a little bit of pop culture. But for the most part, it's 99% tabletop gaming in these here parts. So I do want to mention, if you like this video, by all means, please give it a quick thumbs up. Subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel if you haven't already. And if you do subscribe, don't forget, ring that notification bell. It will not only let you know when I stream the Daily Dope live Monday through Thursday nights right here on YouTube, also let you know when I upload standalone videos, such as my recent review of Carnival of Monsters from Amigo Games, designed by Richard Garfield, which I did like. So very cool. Of course, when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, be sure to visit thegaminggang.com for all the latest in gaming news, reviews, comics, movies, TV. You know the drill. Get your geek on at thegaminggang.com. Also, because this is a live stream on YouTube, that also means chat is available. It's not on screen. It's one of the ways that I keep some of the more unusual commenters at bay, but I do pay attention to chat. So if you want to say howdy, or maybe you've got a question, a comment, by all means, please chime in. I will respond. So far tonight, we have Chris Hoisington, who I believe this might be a first-time visit for Chris. Welcome aboard. As well as one of our moderators, Flaming Huron, is in chat as well. Good deal. I got a lot of news tonight. There is a lot going on. We've got some really cool freebies over at the Epic Games Store. I will be sharing some info about those as well in just a bit. And I will mention I have an upcoming interview tomorrow, and I will tell you who I'll be talking with. Fingers crossed, as long as Skype cooperates. Glowing Turtle is also in chat. Good to see you, Glowing Turtle. It's been a while since we've had you hanging out live. So let's see what we got cooking here in chat early. Let's see what we got going. But I'm going to dive right on into the news, because this fall is going to see the release of a new family game from Talon Strikes Games. Here's the dope on Camp Pine Top. Rise and shine, campers. The bugle is sounding, so roll up your sleeping bags, break down your tents, and get ready for another beautiful summer day. Are you going to scramble up Gemini Peak, delve deep into Fiddler's Woods, explore the depths of the Fairy Fire Caves, or will you take the canoe out to Lantern Island? Grab your gear, let's get going. You are the leader of a group of scouts who are exploring the wilderness. To win, level up your scouts to the highest rank, Badger. Along the way, you'll need to collect skill badges, which will give your scouts special abilities and allow them to level up to the highest rank in the scout organization. You will manage a hand of cards, which can be replenished by drafting new supply cards into your hand. The supply cards become the currency used to pay for skill badges. This game is for 1 to 5 players, ages 8 and up, plays in around 60 minutes. This is arriving in stores on October 30th, just in time for Halloween, although this isn't scary. I will mention I have not run across any MSRP information just yet. In fact, going over to the Talon Strikes Games website, I didn't even see a game page for this. Or maybe there was. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. But regardless, I do not have any MSRP information just yet. So Talon Strikes Games are the same folks who do Vinyl, which I just got a review copy of Vinyl, which we had talked a bit about. There was a Kickstarter going on for it as well. So I am hoping to play Vinyl this weekend because it looks really interesting. It really does. So just want to let you know, October 30th, we'll see the release of Camp Pine Top. So Kabuki Kid and Craig Martin have joined us in chat as well. Double K is in the house. Good to see Craig once again as well. Moving right along, arriving back in print later this year is Builders of Blankenburg from Cobblestone Games. Here's the dope. The year is 1123. A new count has been given dominion over the settlement of Blankenburg. People are coming to the town from the surrounding countrysides in hopes of a better life. You've seen an opportunity to make your fame and fortune as the town is built. In Builders of Blankenburg, you are competing to construct the town and earn the most prestige while doing so. Each player takes on a persona, which provides a unique benefit during the game. You begin the game with some basic resources and a small amount of silver. While all structures can earn you prestige, only building what the town's citizens demand will earn you the silver necessary to bid for and purchase more resources. Each turn consists of 4 phases. Bidding. Bidding's the first one. Building is the second one. Bidding, the primary means of gaining resources. Building, constructing, and occasionally demolishing. Income, gaining silver for the structures you own. And then marketplace, an opportunity to buy plans and resources. The game introduces the Citizen Track, a growing group of townfolk that allows all players to see which structures will earn them income. It also serves to signal the end of the game once the town is full. The town is split into 4 districts, each limited in size and awarding bonuses at the end of the game for anyone who controls more of a district than their opponents. If there are no other plots on which to build, the game also ends. Beware, while the citizens are known, the best laid plans can be ruined by events and visitors to the town. The player with the greatest prestige at the end of the game is declared the winner. Builders of Blankenburg is for 2 to 5 players, ages 13 and up, plays in 60 to 90 minutes, and will carry an MSRP of $39.99. Could be interesting. I understand there are like 2 sides to the board, and I am sharing the images of both sides of the board. So I don't know if one side of the board you're supposed to be playing with a certain number of players, and then the other side of the board is for like, say, 4 or 5 players. I'm taking a stab. So we see 1 and 2 there. So let's see. We'll get to the other one. Here's something else I think is interesting. If you look at the artwork for the Noble, it certainly looks a lot like Lena Headey. Yes, Queen Cersei from Game of Thrones. No, I guess the other board says 1 and 2 as well. So I don't know. I don't know what the 2 different boards could possibly represent. All right. Let's move on to the third news piece, because Mantic Games is going to be releasing a new fantasy naval game this November. I've got the dope on Kings of War Armada. Take to the high seas of Panathor in Mantic's new fantasy war game this November. Mantic Games is pleased to announce that this November it will be releasing Armada, a new naval war game set in the world of its best-selling fantasy battle game, Kings of War. The launch period will feature a 2-player starter set, which is perfect for getting into the game, 4 factions of highly detailed resin boats, a rulebook, and a full range of accessories. Armada will be available directly via the Mantic Games web store and through all regular gaming and hobby stores around the world. Kings of War and Vanguard continue to be hugely popular with growing audiences and a thriving community. Armada is a natural choice to expand the growing family of Kings of War games. A fantasy naval game has been one of the *1 requests from the Kings of War community over recent years, said Mantic Games CEO Ronnie Renton. I think it's Renton. The fact that we can release straight to retail with such a comprehensive range demonstrates the continued strength and growth of Kings of War. Pre-orders are going to begin tomorrow. I do not know what the MSRP is going to be. They have not revealed it yet. They will reveal it tomorrow when the pre-orders begin. I'm kind of curious. I do have to point out, these look pretty cool. I do have to say they look pretty cool. I'm kind of surprised they refer to them as boats. They look like ships. I mean, they've got multiple masts. So, I don't know. I'm kind of surprised they're like, oh yeah, we're going to have different boats. So, this will be out for pre-order tomorrow, and it will come out in November. So I mentioned in the open of the show that we've got some excellent freebies coming to us this week from the Epic Games Store. Yes, more awesome PC gaming goodness. Let's start off. First up is Football Manager 2020 from Sport Interactive and SEGA. Walk down the tunnel to a living, breathing football world with you at the very heart of it. Around here, your opinion matters. This is a world that rewards planning and knowledge, but unlike other games, there's no predefined ending or script to follow. Just endless possibilities and opportunities. Every club has a story to tell, and it's down to you to create it. They say football is a game of dreams. Well, managers are a special breed of dreamers. Some of the new items that are with the 2020 edition of Football Manager, there's the Development Center. Take full control of your youth team operations in a new all-encompassing hub. Nurture your young stars from the moment they arrive at your club and through the youth ranks until they're ready for first team action. There's Club Vision. Develop a culture, work with the board to achieve ongoing objectives, and plot a course for your club to progress in seasons to come. Club Vision goes far beyond the boardroom, impacting on transfers, playing style, and competition expectations as you look to strengthen your club's identity and meet the multi-year milestones. There's a playing time pathway, a whole new way to define a player's standing in your squad. Building current and future playing time across the length of a contract, define a clear pathway from fringe player to star player and everything in between. As well as new background staff. New roles, advice, and interaction make your staff more involved and important than ever. More collaboration across more areas brings the game closer to the structure of a real-life backroom team. Also, graphic improvements, redesigned player and manager models, improved lighting, and overhauled pitch visuals combined to create the most realistic and best-looking match experience to date. I do have the launch trailer, or announcement trailer, so we're going to take a quick peek. It's only about 45 seconds long. Gotta admit, really don't show that much in the game, but we'll take a peek regardless. I have to say, I am a big fan of Football Manager. I have played a lot of Football Manager over the years, although I have to say that I have not played the last couple of years, simply because I find myself getting sucked way into it. So it's like I'll end up investing way too much time into playing Football Manager. Next up, our second freebie is Stick It to the Man from Zoink Games and Ripstone Games. Meet Ray. He lives in a world where everything is made out of paper and stickers. One day he has had an accident and wakes up with a giant pink spaghetti arm sticking out of his brain. This gives him awesome powers, and he can suddenly change the world around him by folding it, tearing it, pulling stickers off, and sticking them elsewhere. And if that weren't enough, Ray can also read people's minds. He's framed by the man with a crime he didn't commit and is on the run. Can you help get Ray out of this sticky situation? Get ready to tear it, rip it, and stick it to the man. Here's the launch trailer.
It's just, I don't know. Everything just feels so flat to me.
Yeah, oh yeah, what condition, my condition.
Ray Wood always lived with a strange feeling that there was more to the world.
Hello, Miss Cramp.
This seems very interesting.
And finally, we have Watch Dogs 2 from Ubisoft. Play as Marcus Holloway, a brilliant young hacker living in the birthplace of the tech revolution, the San Francisco Bay Area. Team up with DedSec, a notorious group of hackers, to execute the biggest hack in history, take down CTOS 2.0, an invasive operating system being used by criminal masterminds to monitor and manipulate citizens on a massive scale. Explore the dynamic open world full of gameplay possibilities. Hack into every... There we go. I was like, wait a second, where's the Watchdog stuff? Hack into every connected device and take control of the city infrastructure. Develop different skills to suit your playstyle and upgrade your hacker tools. RC cars, quadcopter drones, 3D printed weapons, and much more. Stay seamlessly connected to your friends with a brand new co-op and adversarial multiplayer Watch Dogs experience. And of course, we've also got a video for Watch Dogs 2.
A few years ago, This broken-ass system marked me as a criminal risk. Linked me to some shit I didn't even do because it was probable.
Once in the system, always in the system.
The amount of personal data that thing is collecting is mind-blowing. Violating the public trust, manipulating the stock markets, the lies, the fraud. I say together, we tear down the wall. We undeniable. We undeniable. We undeniable.
All right, you need two things to take down Bloom. You need to get people to rally behind your cause and separate you from the trolls.
And we need bots, and a lot of them to handle the data CTOS is processing.
So you can get followers to download the app, and we can use their processing power for the cause. Distracting enough for you?
Barbarians are at the gate and ready to bust some Roman heads.
Swinging my hockey stick. This ain't a quiet group. Tell the entire truth. And let it set you free. We undeniable. We undeniable.
I have friends that would love to put DedSec behind bars.
You're fighting a war no one gives a shit about. You're so aggressive, so indignant. Oh, and there's a warrant out for your arrest.
This ain't a quiet group. Tell the entire truth. And let it set you free.
We will not be lied to.
We undeniable. We will not be afraid. We will not be silent. It's time we stand together.
The numbers haven't stopped climbing.
I mean, what are we gonna do?
Aim bigger.
Watch YouTubers play Watch Dogs 2. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and be the first to see new trailers and behind-the-scenes action.
All 3 games are absolutely free at the Epic Games Store. So we've got Football Manager 2020, Stick It to the Man, and Watch Dogs 2. So I see Flaming Huron had said that they didn't think there would be any big reveals since they only had one game announced as their freebie this week, which was actually Stick It to the Man. And that he's surprised they're giving away Watch Dogs 2. The game I'm really surprised they're giving away is Football Manager 2020. Because Watch Dogs 2, you could pick up occasionally from time to time for $10 from Ubisoft, whereas Football Manager 2020 is always $50 until a new iteration, so the 2021 comes out, which should be around November. It's usually when they have the new edition come out every year. So that's the one I'm really surprised at. And I got to be honest, I'm super pumped because I love Football Manager. I really, really do. And lately, I have heard that they have made it much easier for newbies to get involved. And I'll be the first to admit, before I started playing Football Manager, I knew very little about soccer. And I knew even less about European soccer or club football. So, yeah, I got sucked on in. All right, let's move back to the tabletop gaming. And let's jump on into a role-playing game Kickstarter because there is an interesting-looking RPG. It's up for crowdfunding over on Kickstarter. I've got the dope on the Gaia Complex, a game of flesh and wire. The Gaia Complex is a cyberpunk RPG set on Earth in 2119. Toward the end of the 21st century, the Third World War, which became known as the Resource War, pushed mankind to the brink of destruction and brought ruin to the Earth's atmosphere. Small pockets of humanity survived this horrific conflict, eventually forming the 11 metropolises, or metropolis. These incredible megacities, oh, what do we got, Judge Dredd hanging out there? Has since grown and prospered largely due to developments in atmospheric processing and significant technological advancements. Now cut off from each other, these heaving urban landscapes must each face their own difficulties and hardships. The Gaia Complex focuses on the largest of these metropolises, New Europe, a single sprawling city that covers much of what we currently know as mainland Europe. New Europe is a world of street violence, corporate espionage, vampiric uprisings, and an overzealous AI known as Gaia, which functions as the city's governor and protector of its citizens. I am the law. The Gaia Complex is a dystopian world of urban violence, exploring the age of cybernetic enhancement through a vision of Earth that has somehow changed. This vision of the future injects both vampires and a strange species of people known as ferals, who are able to enter the minds of animals. Wow. This is a game of conspiracy and brutality where players take on the roles of mercs, former police officers, hackers, and street-savvy dealers who are hired to fight back against the system and ultimately unravel the secrets of the Gaia Complex. Boy, we sure are sticking it to the man a lot in these games today, aren't we? Well, this campaign and the updates throughout, we'll talk about the game setting and rules. There is a free 48-page quick start for the Gaia Complex. It's out right now, and it is over on Drive-Thru RPG. The PDF contains a huge amount of lore surrounding the game, offering an in-depth insight to the world of the Gaia Complex and what it means to be a merc in 2119. In addition, the booklet is jam full of gorgeous artwork and gives you a good idea of what to expect from the full core book. What, you want another video? Why, of course. We've got the Kickstarter video for the Gaia Complex. Let's take a look. Once again, as I mentioned, the free quick start is available over at Drive-Thru RPG. You can reserve a copy of the Gaia Complex in PDF for a $20 pledge. You can grab the hardcover for a $46 pledge through October 7th. Expected delivery is May of next year. Nice. I thought this looked like a pretty interesting Kickstarter for cyberpunk sort of role-playing game. I am a cyberpunk fan, so I do dig that. Also, have to mention that my pal Glyn Seal from Monkey Blood Design and Publishing had chimed out about this as well. And I appreciate Glyn's opinions on games. So, and I think, if I remember correctly, I think he may have done some of the artwork, not some of the maps, I think. So one aspect of this that I think is pretty funny, and the image was just showing up. I will wait until it comes back around again, as Kevin Thorpe has joined us in chat. Good to see you, Kevin. Thanks for swinging in. Kevin says, might check that out. So there is a picture of a bar, and there is a like a neon sign above it. I had to laugh. because of what that neon sign is. So wait till it comes through again. Here we go. There we go. So look above where it says the bar. There's a neon logo up there, and you may not be able to make it out, but that logo is the Chicago Cubs. It is a Chicago Cubs logo from the 50s. Although you do see it on hats and things like that, but that is kind of a logo that was from the 1950s on the Chicago Cubs uniforms. So I thought that was hysterical because I could have swore I think this game is out of Europe. So they have to have some artwork where they've got the Cubs in 2119. A Great A has joined us as well in chat as I move on to my final news piece. The Death on the Reich Companion is now available in PDF for Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4th Edition from my friends over at Cubicle 7 Entertainment. Here's the dope. Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay Death on the Reich Companion is packed with supplementary material to expand Death on the Reich and support any Ripstone Games set on the Empire's rivers and canals. Death on the Reich Companion includes exclusive guest commentaries from James Wallace and Martin McKenna on their memories of the original Death on the Reich, a GM's guide including a complete breakdown of the Red Crown, one of the Empire's most dangerous Zenith cults. Additional adventure content includes the Emperor Leopold, a luxury barge with a bevy of secrets in its holds and staterooms. I know what the secret is. And the Vengeance of the Grave Lord, part 1 of an adventure thread that can be woven throughout The Enemy Within. There's a selection of new herbs from Hortensia Puddlefoot's General Concordance of Herbs. An examination of life on the Reich with details on settlements and trade, a bestiary of monsters that haunt the river, and a list of waterborne diseases, a wide range of river folk NPCs with hints and tips for how to incorporate them. The Death on the Reich Companion is an essential supplement to the second part of the Enemy Within campaign, and an indispensable guide for any adventure taking place on the Empire's rivers. The 126-page PDF is available right now at DriveThruRPG for $17.99. So I will point out that I got the PDF yesterday from Cubicle 7 Entertainment. I have not taken a look at it. I have not taken a look to check it out just yet. So, I don't know. I like Death on the Reich, the adventure itself. I am still waiting for the hardcover to appear, and hopefully I get a chance to review it, to share, my thoughts about it. So, as I mentioned, this is available at DriveThruRPG. I gotta admit, I think the PDF price is it's a little high for a 126-page PDF. Yes, Cubicle 7 does pack in a lot of gaming material, but still, personally, I would think somewhere around like $14. Anyway, I am discussing DriveThruRPG. I should point out that the Gaming Gang and thus the Daily Dope are affiliated with the One Bookshelf sites. So, if you are going to swing over to, say, DriveThruRPG, please stop by thegaminggang.com first, click on one of our banners, and that way, if you do make a purchase, I get a small portion of that sale. And all those little portions, all those nickels and dimes do add up and really do help keep the Gaming Gang around. And I do appreciate there are a lot of people out there who do use the banner ads. And I got to say, thank you very, very much for doing so. Also, speaking of Cubicle 7 Entertainment, I am supposed to be interviewing Dominic McDowell, my good friend Dom over at Cubicle 7. So I am supposed to talk to him tomorrow through Skype. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed that everything works out okay. Because the last time I tried to do an interview through Skype, I was going to interview Mike Mason from Chaosium Inc. and just could not get his Skype feed to feed into OBS Studio, which I've done multiple times before. So I interviewed Stephen Bonacore, things like that. So anyway, A Great A is asking if I had talked about the new versions of Shadows of Brimstone. I have not. I had not talked about any of that. I've played it. I got a copy to review, and I got to be honest, I never had a chance to review it. Did play it a couple of times. It was all right. I didn't think, I think the selling point are the miniatures, but once again, I didn't think the miniatures were, I thought the miniature detail was a little soft, to be very honest. I thought the details were soft, and they're pretty small. In fact, they made the 28 millimeters look big. So just pointing that out. Although a lot of people love it, a lot of people just completely dig Shadows of Brimstone. And what was the other? The one that was going to be an Asian theme, Fortress, which I don't know. I don't know if it came out. I know they kickstarted it. I'm pretty sure it came out. But yeah, every time I turned around, it'd be like new releases from Flying Frog. And I interviewed, gosh, now I can't remember his name. It's Scott from Flying Frog. And he's super nice. He's really, really nice. And I believe it's he and his brother had put together the company. And like I said, it just, I thought it was okay. Well, okay. So one of the issues now, I don't know what's going to be in the new edition. I have no idea. So one of the things that I thought the base, it was like, I think Swamps of Death. And I actually ended up, Scott Hill. Thank you, A Great A. That is exactly it. Scott Hill. So I think the regular core box was around $90. I think $100, somewhere around there. And you didn't get a ton of miniatures. There were not a lot of miniatures at all. In fact, I think there were 4 heroes. So, I don't know. I have no idea. And the weird thing is, I had reached out to Scott a few different times, never heard back from him again. So, the funny thing is, Elliot, when he was part of the gaming gang, he was way more connected with Flying Frog than I ever was. So that's why, if you notice, if you check out the Gaming Gang website, we have reviews of Last Night on Earth and some of the gothic horror. I mean, all the games that they were producing before they launched. They did Shadows of Brimstone and suddenly became just like a miniatures game company. So, all right. And Philadelphia Piper has joined us in chat. Whenever Philadelphia Piper pops in, I just feel like saying, Philadelphia Piper. Yeah, trust me, I am not a singer. So, Great Ace says that their family likes Shadows of Brimstone. Like I said, I don't think it's a bad game. I just thought it was a little underwhelming for what I was led to believe about the game. So, according to A Great A, the core sets will be updated with new improved minis. Well, that's cool. But then it's $120, and A Great A gives a little frowny face. So, once again, sometimes people will be curious, why do I read what some of the people say in chat when they could be reading, somebody's watching this after the fact or watching live, they can see the chat. It is because not everyone can see the chat. I've mentioned this from time to time. I just wanted to mention it again. because if somebody's watching on a tablet or their phone or on a television or simply just listening, I know there are people out there who catch the show and they more listen to it than watch it. They don't actually get the chat. So that's why I tend to kind of point out some, I don't read everything that pops up in chat, but so Flaming Heron mentions that they picked up the first 2 volumes of the Enemy Within campaign during the last sale, because I tend to agree, but then I'm not in a rush to run Death on the Reich. I've got a question I'm going to ask Dom tomorrow, and that is what he tells people, because it has taken them a good amount of time to get these first 2 volumes out. It seems like we're getting about a volume a year, and then we get the companion, and we usually have to wait a few months for the hard copies, the hardcovers to be available, which I don't really have too much a complaint with, because if you purchase any of the PDFs from Cubicle 7 on Drive-Thru RPG, you'll notice they do update those PDFs a good amount. So I like to make sure, I'm glad that they do that, where they kind of iron out some things before they send it off to the printer. But I'm curious, I'm going to ask Dom, what does he tell people as far as, people are like super excited. They want to run The Enemy Within, but there's only the first 2 chapters out. And knowing that you're going to have to wait like a year for the next one, maybe a year for the next one, a year for the next one. I don't know. So a grade A, actually kind of piggybacking on Cubicle 7 a little, is wondering when Free League's going to get Middle Earth out, the Lord of the Rings role-playing game. I don't know. I haven't heard anything. I remember when I interviewed Tomas, we did talk a little bit about that, and that was only, 3 months ago, maybe? And maybe it was longer than that. I don't know. Just everything seems to just be one just long month. He did not sound like it was really close, because my assumption was that the designer, it's the same designer who was with Cubicle 7, and they were almost completely done with the new edition of the One Ring. So I had guessed that they were going to, it wouldn't take too long, because I wouldn't think that much was going to change. And Tomas told me that they were not going to be using the Year One engine either. They were going to stick with, I think the designer's last name is Nepatello. I think it's Andrea Nepatello, maybe. I don't know. I might be wrong. But they said they were going to keep his system. So I don't know. I have no idea when it's coming out. A grade A saying, guessing summer 2021. I don't know. One thing I will tell you that I've noticed with Free League is they will announce something and it's not real far off. Like for an example, we've been talking about some Paizo releases. They've made the announcements past few days, but they're not going to come out until June of 2021, which is cool. That's fine. Sharing the news, right? But I do know that when Free League announces something, they're a bit quicker on that. So like when they announced the Alien role-playing game, it wasn't that long. It wasn't a year before it came out. So I don't know. You might be right. A grade A could be correct. It could be summer 2021. And he's curious if they'll kickstart it. I don't know. I don't know if they will or not. Got to remember, they have to have, a partnership with the Tolkien estate. And I don't know how keen they are on Kickstarters. So I have no idea. Interesting. All right, so that is it for the news tonight. This is, of course, the last show of the week. I will be back on Monday. So I'm hoping to get some gaming done. Also, Game Roleplay has swung on in. Just saying a quick hello to the gang and myself. Welcome aboard. I believe this is first time Game Roleplay has joined us in chat. So thank you for saying howdy. Anyway, I was going to say, hoping to get some gaming in, hoping to get some reading in. I still have not received the big package from Paizo, which the list of stuff that Aaron, their PR rep, sent to me, I was like, holy shnikes, I guess we'll say. I was like, man, it sounds like it's like going to be 2 boxes. Well, I'll show you once it arrives. I mean, if it arrives, who knows? I don't know. But if it arrives, I will definitely show everybody what comes, because I was like stunned. It's like 3 months of releases, not everything, but so Game Roleplay says, not really, Jeff. First time here, Ben Whisper. Oh, there we go. All right, it's Ben Whisper. Good to see you, Ben. Anyway, I was going to say, what I think I'm going to do is on the 29th, I know what I'm going to do on the 29th. I'm going to reveal the winner of this copy of Dungeons & Dragons Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frost Maiden on the live show. And then I'm going to announce the next contest. So if you've been following the show, you already know what the games are that are coming up in the next contest. Might have some other stuff too. Don't know. Keep spreading the word, everybody. Best way to grow the channel is basically tell your friends. Other thing, once again, I always mention it, giving the videos a thumbs up. That really does help spread the word, because YouTube looks at videos and their engagement rate. And if there's engagement, they'll be like, well, okay, even though it doesn't have tons of views, they will still share it with people who are, watching gaming content. So like I said, anyway, best way to grow the channel is tell a couple of friends, and they tell 2 friends, they tell 2 friends, so on. All right, so Grady's like, next contest. I mentioned it on the other show. I'm not going to bust it out because actually I don't have it handy. But stay tuned. Like I said, on the 29th. All right, that's it for this time out. So Flaming Heron says, well, now you ruined the mystery. I assume that it had to do with Game Roleplay being Ben Whisper. Anyway, that's it for this time out. As I like to always point out, if you like this video, just talking about this, please give it a quick thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you do subscribe, ring that notification bell. It'll tell you when the Daily Dope streams live Monday through Thursdays right here on YouTube, as well as inform you when I upload other videos also. So, of course, if you are watching live, thank you very much. Always appreciate people taking time to keep me company while I babble on. But, of course, if you don't have an opportunity to watch live, maybe you're watching on Memorex. I appreciate that as well. Really, everybody takes some time out to watch any of my videos. I got a soft spot in my heart for you folks. I really do. So everybody enjoy your Friday as well as your weekend. I will be back on Monday. And of course, as I close out all my videos, unfortunately, during this pandemic, once again, I am really hoping that you be smart and stay safe. Oh, you're still here. Well, once again, thank you very much for watching this video. And of course, if you'd like to subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel, click right here. And of course, if you want to see one of the latest episodes of the Daily Dope, click right on up here. And if you want to roll the dice, take your chances, see what YouTube thinks you might like from the channel, give a click right here. Once again, I'm Jeff McAleer, and I'll see you next time.